applied improvisation is taking the principles and techniques of improv and applying them to the workplace. And so what we want you to do is help us out by partnering up with somebody at your table.
We're going to turn you all into improvisers in the course of an hour.
For just a moment.
Yeah. Okay, so the way this works, if everyone's got a partner, is the two of you are going to plan a vacation. It's that simple. Someone knows where it's going already. So the way that it works is you'll bounce ideas back and forth off each other of what you're going to do on this vacation. So someone might initiate, let's go, and they say a place. And then back and forth, sentence by sentence, you plan this vacation, but you must start every sentence, other than the first one of let's go and then name the place, you must start every sentence with 2 words. Yes, but. That's the only rule. In fact, we're going to demonstrate it for you. Well, where should we go? Where should we go?
Mexico. That sounds
Excellent.
great. Hey, Brian, let's go to Mexico. I think that'd be a great trip. I think there's a lot of wonderful sights to see there, and I think we should go.
Yes, but I go every year, and I really want to go somewhere new.
Well, I've never been there, though, and if you've been there before, you can show me all your favorite places. Make it like a greatest hits of Mexico.
Yes, but every year I go to the same spot. I don't have a lot of places to show you. It's just the one villa I go to.
Yes, but the places that you would maybe want to go, you like get hot, and I just burn so easily. I'm Dutch.
Yes, but that's one of the problems of you coming to Mexico with me. I think we should go somewhere in a different continent.
Yes, but my passport for some reason is only good for Mexico. I don't know why that is. I have no idea.
Yes, but I could make you up a new passport. It's another side business of mine, and I'd be happy to get you a passport to, say, Greece.
Yes, but you've done prison time for such behaviors, and I don't think I'd fare too well in prison, personally.
Yes, but Greece is pretty lenient on those types of things, and taxes as well, so I think we'd be fine there.
All right.
There you go. That's how it works.
Looks kind of like that.
Yes,
so,
but, yes, but.
Yeah, so get with your partner, one of you initiate where you're going to go, and then the whole planning session, each thing that both people says has to start with yes, but. Okay? And go for it. All right, so we want you to do it again. Not that you did it wrong, not that there was anything wrong with the way that this round went, but we want you to do it again, and maybe the other person initiates where you're going to go this time. And one small little tweak in the wording, instead of starting every statement that you say with yes, but, start every statement with yes, and. Thank you. Okay. So just a little poll of the audience. Which one was the more productive of the 2 rounds?
Yeah.
The second one. I see a lot of peace signs. All right.
It's the same exercise. We changed one word from but to and look at the difference that it makes in the planning that you do. The but is essentially saying, you've got an idea, and I've got an idea, and those 2 ideas are not compatible. Yeah, I hear something, but my idea. The and is saying, we've got an idea, or your idea and my idea, they are compatible. In fact, I wonder how many people sort of notice this as well. A lot of times when we do this, the yeah, but, we always just focus on those 2 words, yeah, but, and yeah, and. But did anyone notice a third word emerge, which was yes, but I? Yeah, but I don't like this. Yeah, but I do this. And then the yes, and we can. One is rooted in fear. Yeah, but I don't something. And the other is rooted in opportunity. Yes, and we could something.
And I did see some people hold up the number 1, that the first one was easier. And the first one actually oftentimes is easier. And I wasn't asking what was easier, I was asking what was more productive.
And more interesting.
Because it's very easy to shoot ideas down. It's easy to do, yes, but we don't have the budget. Yes, but, you know, Claire, she'll never go along with it. There's a lot of easy ways to yes, but. It's like a no, but more pandering. So that's why we introduced this idea of yes, and this is the foundational principle of improv, the yes, and principle.
Yeah, on a day-to-day basis, too, it's so supportive. You know, one of the things that people will say to me all the time, they say, I don't know how you do improv. I don't know how you get up on stage and just make stuff up. I'd freak out. And I always say, well, imagine a scenario where you get on stage and you know that anything you say, anything that comes out of your mouth is going to be supported. That people are going to go, that's cool, and they're going to continue to build on that. Okay, there's safety in that. There's creativity in that. Now imagine that in a culture and a work environment where people can feel supported, safe to contribute to the ideas that of the office or the organization. That'd be a pretty powerful thing. It's that idea of support, of building ideas on top of each other instead of competing ideas. So a lot of people will say, okay, but there's rules or there's budgets. I just can't go around saying yes. I can't say, oh, you want to spend the whole company budget to take everyone down to Mexico, okay? I have to say no. I get it. Yes and is not a wholesale acceptance of an idea. It's not, well, they said we got to spend our budget to go to Mexico. Yes and, let's go. All it's saying is, I hear that your idea is valid and I have thoughts on it as well. That I'm going to support your idea. Maybe that idea is not fully formed, maybe it's not fully relevant to where we need to go, but I'm not going to shoot it down by just making you feel bad about sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, we had a question in a leadership conference that we were doing where somebody said, well, people come into my office all the time with ideas and things that they want to do, and we just can't do all of them. What do I do in that situation? I have to say no. And what I said was, how can you find a way to send that person out of your office as excited as they came into your office? You know, whatever idea that they have, whatever it is, maybe there isn't a way to implement it right away or in the framework that they see it in. But there's all sorts of different ways to yes and that situation. Yes, and I think you working with Craig is going to get us to the best place. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe it's finding a way for that to somehow get the idea fleshed out, because there's really no bad ideas out there. There's just ideas that aren't fully formed. So what we need from you guys is an event that we're going to plan. What's some sort of event that we can plan together? Preferably something that's not HR related. Yeah. Just go crazy. Yeah, this is a
funeral.
Super Bowl party. That's awesome.
Yeah, okay.
I love that.
Yeah, well, you know what? We actually get funeral all the time. We take it in some fun directions. But we'll do Super Bowl party. Yeah. And the way that it works is it's not in any particular order. Just whenever the spirit moves you, jump out and start a sentence with what I like about your idea is. And you're responding to what the last person just said. You're letting them know something that you like about that idea and why. So let's plan an amazing Super Bowl party.
Brian, let's plan a Super Bowl party. Let's do it at my house, and let's make it a Seattle kind of a theme with lots of fish.
Yeah. What I like about that is you've got a pool.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you have a huge bar downstairs.
Yeah. What I like about both those ideas is that in the winter that pool is frozen over, and we can do some ice skating out during the halftime because nobody wants to see Katy Perry.
Ooh.
And what I really like about that is Whitney loves to ice skate.
Thank you very much for telling me that, because I love the ice skate. We can put nets up and have a big old hockey game.
Ooh, what I love about that idea is possibly with that, in that spirit of football with hockey together, we can play like ice football hockey. Like some amalgamation of the two sports.
I love that idea. The pads are so similar. So we can absolutely do a Super Bowl ice hockey football game at halftime and film it. We'll watch it every year.
Ooh, what I love about that idea is then the party continues Monday morning. We can do a big brunch or something. Everybody can call in late for work. Love this idea.
What I love about this idea is I feel like this is going to turn into a national tradition.
Awesome.
That's
nice
how it works.
job, you guys.
Yeah. Well done. Great.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Great. Thanks very much, Becky.
Thanks, Whitney.
So that's always a lot of fun, and while you're probably not planning an ice hockey football game with margaritas where you miss work, one of the keys to that exercise, and I would highly encourage you to set ways up to do that at work. Pre-meetings is a great way. Orientation is a great way to do that. Doesn't matter if it gets fanciful. The focus is on the support. Can you find something that you like in everything that's just been said? And can you find opportunity in everything that's just been said? Ooh, I like your idea. What I like about your idea is this, and here's why. So maybe the whole idea in general is like, I don't love the whole idea, but there's something in there where we have common ground. Let's start with the common ground. How about that? One of the things I really like about that phrase, what I like about your idea, is it's saying, I heard what you just said. And what's interesting about active listening is Active listening isn't just your ears are open and the sound that was bouncing around the room entered them. That's just general listening. Active listening is demonstrating that you're listening. It's letting the other person know that you're listening. That's true active listening.
You know, everybody's had that experience where somebody's talking to you, you're doing something else. You know, I might be cooking and stirring something and adding stuff, and my wife's telling me something important that's very important to her. And she says, "Are you even listening to me?" That's not what my wife sounds like.
It is what his wife sounds like.
Kind of. And I say, yes, you said, and I recite back to her all the things that she just told me. I still lose. I'm still the bad guy in that situation because I truly wasn't listening. Because if somebody doesn't know you're listening, you're not truly listening. And that's a really hard skill to work on. Who's done disc profiles in their workplace? Yeah, most everybody. Yeah. Those Ds, those drivers, you know, high Ds, have a little bit of a hard time with it. They have to kind of stop and check themselves. Ooh, I've got 10 things racing that I need to get to. I gotta stop. And one really, really fun way to do it is to focus on what I like about what you're saying is. Even if it's just something you're thinking in your head. Ooh, I really like what they said. What do I like about the next thing that they say? Keeps you on track a little bit more. It's a great exercise in improv. I mean, we have to do this constantly. Because if we start planning in our heads what we're gonna do next, we miss so many things. And the human brain is actually way more capable of bringing in information and analyzing it than sometimes we give it credit for. And there's ways to practice it. And one of them is, what do I like about what's going on here? What do I like?
So we want to talk a little bit today, too, about the difference between relationship and transaction. And transaction in this sense doesn't necessarily have to mean heading into Starbucks and getting your coffee or actually purchasing something. What we mean by transaction is when you're meeting with somebody else for a specific purpose. So it can be heading into someone else's office because you need to discuss something business related. And one of the keys to improv is putting that relationship, keeping the focus there instead of on the transaction itself. We talk a lot, we're asked to talk a lot about conflict resolution because we focus so much on communication. And one of the things I really like about this idea of focusing on relationship over transaction is that I don't believe that conflict resolution has to be prescriptive. I believe there can be a preventative element to it, which is that when you've got this culture of support, when you've got this culture of focusing on common ground, that you're going to have healthier conflict. Conflict's always going to exist. But instead of zapping it when it's ugly, can we set a stage, can we set the table for it to be healthy in advance so that instead of waiting until things blow up, that there's more of a culture of support and where we're focusing on these relationships in advance so those things don't happen as much down the road. If you look at what communication means, not just to employee morale and retention as a result, but idea generation and innovation, it's so crucial. And in your roles, you've got that ability to help be a part of that change, to help that culture with a more communicative change. So what are some things you can do? Start meetings with, or even in orientations, build this sort of yes and language into your orientations, okay? At this organization, we're a culture of yes and. We look for common ground first. That's how we communicate here, okay? That's a great way to do it. Or before, when you're on retreats or when you've got different teams together, start with what I like about your idea. Make it fun, make it fictitious. Plan a circus on the moon. It doesn't matter, because it's not about the outcome. It's about the technique.
Things like employee engagement, a positive work environment, a supportive atmosphere. Things of that nature can really, really solidify somebody's place in a company and really make them feel like this is a place that I like working. It's where I want to work.
Where I feel supported.
Yeah, I feel supported. And with that feeling of support is feeling like you're a part of something, feeling like you're making a difference within this organization as opposed to just being a paycheck.
Okay? Just internally think, I'm going to look for what I like in things first. I'm going to look to support people's ideas first, and I'm going to contribute my own ideas as well. I'm going to be open to that as well. Can you make that challenge to yourselves? And I think you'll be really impressed with what you see. So much. It was a lot of fun, and thank you for participating.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. Oh, there you go.